welcome me. Yeah. Quarts of Patron over ice in a glass, and about 6 drops of nasty lemon. And give that to her, and put a shot of Patron on the sun. She'll doctor it up how she wants.
But it isn't doing what I want it to do. It's doing exactly what I'm telling it to do. I just don't know exactly what to tell it to do, what I want it to do, what I want it to do.
Yeah, but you're the one sitting here fixing something right now.
That's right. She's giving me the okay to do it.
My name is Mikey from EVCCON. We are a parts distributor specializing in performance and parts. I'm here with the Padres and Consigliors from Net Gain Controls.
It's got 24 Hawker 40 amp hour lead acid batteries. It's got a Warp 9. We've got 2 Versa chargers and a Zilla 1K. The DC is handled by MES DEA DC and DC converter.
I brought a 1968 Saab 96. It was recently upgraded to lithium power. About 34 kilowatt hours. It gives it a range of well over 100 miles. Very happy with that.
A microphone, please.
Heroic logistics of coming here at all, and putting up a hotel and so forth. Never mind the people that have brought equipment and cars to the event. I know that there's some housekeeping that's essential that Jack forgot. The washrooms are in the back, out the door to the left. So, I always try to tell people that at the beginning of one of my sessions.
With his motor last night. I was wondering what the outcome of that was.
It wasn't good. Well, he had just replaced the brushes on it, which meant that he had all the accumulated dust from the prior brushes, and then putting in the new brushes and seeding those brushes, it's going to generate a lot of brush during that seeding in process, and that happens pretty quickly, generally. Depending on the grade.
Yeah. My name's John Metrick from Lake Jackson, Texas. I'm here at the EVCON. They asked me to bring anything I wanted to display, and I decided I would bring my motor and transmission system. And this is for a new car called the Salt and Battery. And it's 2 Warp 9s with a 5-speed planetary gear transmission with reverse and neutral.
Wow, crowds across the country in the drag races. The reason I'm excited to present him is he's kind of a kindred spirit in that he likes to measure things. Would you all please give a warm welcome to Mr. John Metrick.
Yeah, so starting up front is a Warp 9 dual shaft that we're going to put about 400 horsepower through. It's coupled through a custom coupler to a Transwarp 9. We also put about 400 horsepower through. And then custom adapter plate, aluminum through a custom spline, 32 spline input shaft with roller bearings on the inside into the Lenco 2-speed racing transmission. This is a 2-speed 1.56 underdrive. This case is the forward neutral reverse operated by leather action, but this is a CO2 canister for quick shifting. We then contact the gear vendors, and they have a part that's not in the normal website. It's called a multi-unit, and since we already had great success running single overdrive, and we were kind of out of it about 120 miles an hour, we planned to go a little faster. We bought this unit called the multi-unit, and this adapter adapts from the Lenco to the gear vendor. This unit adapts from gear vendor to gear vendor. And this one is a 0.78 overdrive, and this is additional 0.78 overdrive. And this one's really beefy. This one's rated for a 30,000 pound vehicle. And so the total drive ratio here from front is 1.56. 1 over is a 1.22. Everything off is a 1.0 direct drive. First over is 0.78. Second over is a 0.61. And through our 3.0 rear end, final drive ratio is 1.8. We think it's capable of about 200 plus miles an hour, and we've already done 155 with a single overdrive. This is put on to get a little more speed off the line, and this is put on to get a little more speed at the top end of the track.
Some of you probably know me as Sparky. Jack can probably tell you all about that.
Drive and the diff started making some noise. I looked over at him and said, man, I bet this thing's gonna last 2 more seconds. And it lasted about 2 seconds. So here's our bag of parts. We'll bring something exciting next year. If anyone's in the San Diego area, I encourage and invite you to come on by the shop. Let us take you for a ride because the car is fun. You know, if I could paint a picture, it's like Matt and I and my dad, who was the pit crew, right? We've run errands in our race car before, you know? And that most closely resembled what these vintage cars were like.
Possibly. We do a lot of events throughout the year with Verks and Rebirth Auto, but none of them come close to
Is anyone here not yet disabused of the notion of electric cars are maintenance free and how that got started? If they are, Jason Borak would like to have a word after. More questions?
Gary Coons, Boise, Idaho. There's talk on the forums about you also doing a DC to DC converter. Was that the third product?
That is
based on that, and then any idea of integrating some of these components together so we actually have less boxes in the car? You know, a charger and a converter together so we have one cooling system for both. Or
I did not realize that was out in the forums now. That's a big secret, right? But yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's precisely what we're hoping to do. I mean, because you know, I've done enough conversions. I think that, you know, certain things annoy me, like doing a high voltage connections to a DC-DC converter across the car. That's just silly. So we're going to wrap this all up into one unit and tell you that.
because this is a real slap in the face to the EV industry, and if there's one bad one out there, there might as well be 10,000 bad ones, because it's a small group vehicle, so everything's going to be CAN bus communicating. This is really good. I don't know what CAN bus means. I don't, but it sounds good. It must do this very efficiently. I don't know why. It's got to be my sparkling personality. I've actually, when I didn't want work to come in, people would call, can I speak to the owner? I said, no, he's not here. And he said, don't bring any work in, and I hang up.
You have two choices. You can dazzle them with brilliance or baffle them with bullshit.
Just the website, that's it. That's all. That's my only advertising on how it does.
So maybe what we need is Angie's List for conversion shops.
What's that?
Angie's List for conversion shops.
Never heard of it.
It's reviews of conversion shops.
They do?
It's kind of a Blue Teeth type website. All day. And we're going to try to keep things moving along. David Kurzel's up next. And let's talk 5 minutes. Grab a coffee and be back. Ladies and gentlemen, let's let the games begin. We're down at the airport. We've got a dynamometer, weight scales, autocross, drag racing, and we'll get all the cars down there and play hard. And we're going to have a little bit of a light meal, a hanger, not much. There's some hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff. So then we move the beer wagon. And so let's get liquored up, play some live on.
is on. How'd it feel?
You gotta put the water bottle all the way to the back there.
Yeah.
I throw a bar out, stop the table,
It is 2. 165072 would be the winner for the Warp 9 motor.
but they've got, I don't know. Just wait.
bunch of us still coming.
Don't get close.